Hello everyone, welcome back to our Python programming course. This is a day 2 of our Python learning journey. In day 1, we learned what Python is, why it is popular, how to install Python, and how to write our first Python program. Today, we are going to learn two very important concepts, variables and data types. Whenever we create any software, website, mobile app, game, or AI application, we need to store information. Variable helps us to store information and data type tells Python what kind of information are storing. By the end of this session, you will understand how to store numbers, text and logical value in a Python. So let's begin. Let's understand variables with a real life example. Suppose you have a water bottle. The bottle stores water. Similarly, a variable stores data. A variable is a named memory location used to store information. Look at this example. Name is equal to Rahul. Here, name is the variable, Rahul is the value stored inside that variable. Now, whenever we use the variable name, Python will remember the value Rahul. Let's display it. Print in bracket name. Output is Rahul. Think of variables as the labels attached to boxes. The box contains the data and the label helps us find it easily. Now you might ask, why can't we directly write a value every time? Let's see, without variable, print in bracket Rahul, we can write 3 times. Imagine we need to display Rahul's name 50 times. Now suppose Rahul changes to Amit. We must edit all 50 lines. This takes time. Now look at variables. Name is equal to double quotes Rahul. We can write it for 3 times. If the value changes, name is equal to Amit, every output automatically changes. This saves the time. Benefit of variables: easy to update, easy to understand, reusable, less coding, better program management. That is why variables are one of the most important concepts in a program. Python follows certain rules while naming variable. Let's understand them one by one. Rule number 1. Variable names can contain letters. For example, name is equal to Rahul. Rule 2. Variable names can contain numbers. For example, student 1 is equal to 100. Rule number 3. Variable name contain underscore. For example, student underscore name is equal to Rahul. Rule number 4. Variable names cannot start with a number. One name is equal to Rahul. This is wrong. Python will generate an error. Rule number 5. Space are not allowed. Student space name is equal to Rahul. Rule number 6. Keywords cannot be used. For example, class is equal to 10. This is wrong because class is a Python keyword. Best practice: always use meaningful variable names. For examples, student underscore name, employee underscore salary, mobile underscore number, college underscore name. Avoid names like A, B, X, Y unless absolutely necessary. Meaningful names make a program easier to understand. Now let's learn about data types. Suppose someone asks what is stored in the variable. A number, text, true or false. Python identifies this using a data type. The 4 most commonly used data types are integer, float, string, boolean. Every value stored in a Python belongs to some data type. Understanding data types is very important because different data types behave differently. Let's study them one by one. Integer data type. Integer means whole number. Numbers without decimal points. Example: age is equal to 20, marks is equal to 95, students is equal to 100. These are all integers. Integers are used when counting things. Examples: number of students, number of books, marks, age, roll number. For example, age is equal to 20, print age. Output is 20. Integers can be positive or negative. Example: temperature is equal to -5. Profit is equal to 5,000. Both are valid integers. Float data type. Float means decimal numbers. Example: height is equal to 5.8. Percentage is equal to 88.45. Salary is equal to 25,000.75. All these values contain decimal points. Float values are used whenever precision is required. Examples: height, weight, percentage, distance, temperature. Let's display a float value. Percentage is equal to 88.45. Print in bracket percentage. Output is 88.45. Remember, if a number contains a decimal point, Python treat as a float. String data type. String means text. Anything written inside a quotes becomes a string. For example, name is equal to Rahul, city is equal to Kolhapur, college is equal to ABC College. String can contain letters, numbers, special symbols, spaces. For example, mobile is equal to add some mobile number. Even though it looks like a number, it is a string because it is inside a quote. Strings are used for name, address, email, cities, college name, message. Strings are one of the most frequent used data types. Boolean data type. Boolean data type has only two values, true and false. Boolean values are used when making decision. Real life examples: student passed the exam or not, light on or off, user logged in or not, payment completed or not. Example: is student is equal to true. Print student. Output is true. Boolean values becomes extremely important when we learn decision making and condition. Type function. Now suppose we want to know the data type of variable. Python provides a built-in function called a type. For example, age is equal to 20. Print type of age. It prints integer. Let's try a string. Name is equal to Rahul. Print in bracket type of name. It prints str means string. Percentage is equal to 88.5. It prints float. The type function is very useful while debugging programs. Multiple variable assignment. Python allows us to assign multiple value in a one line. For example, a, b, c is equal to 10, 20, 30. Now a contains 10, b contains 20, c contains 30. Let's print them. Print in bracket a, same b, same c. Output is 10, 20, 30. This feature saves the coding time and makes program shorter. Assigning same value. Python also allows assigning the same value to multiple variables. For example, x is equal to y is equal to z is equal to 100. That means x is equal to 100, y is equal to 100, z is equal to 100. Let's print them. Output is equal to 3 times 100. This is useful when many variables need the same initial value. Let's see program 1 for student information. Let's create our first practical program. Name is equal to Rahul, age is equal to 20, city is equal to Kolhapur. Print name, print age, print city. The variable name stores Rahul, variable age stores 20, the variable city stores Kolhapur. Print statements display the value. Output is Rahul, 20, Kolhapur. This program demonstrates variables and a different data types together. Next, see program 2, rectangle area. Now let's calculate area of rectangle. Formula is area is equal to length into width. So write length is equal to 10, width is equal to 5, area is equal to length into width, and print area. Output is 50. This is our first mathematical program. Notice how variables make calculations easy. Now next program 3, simple interest. Let's calculate simple interest. Formula is SI is equal to in bracket P into R into T divided by 100. Write a program. Consider P is equal to 10,000, R is equal to 5, T is equal to 2. Then write a formula. SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100. Print SI. Output is 1000. This program shows how variables can be used in a formula. Next, program 4, employee details. Let's store employee information. Name is equal to Amit, salary is equal to 25,000.50, is underscore activate variable is equal to true. Different data types are used here. Name, string, salary in a float, and active is boolean. This is a practical real-world example. Common mistakes. Students often make mistakes. First mistake, starting variable name with a number. Second mistake, in variable declaration use Python keywords. Third mistake, in variable declaration use space. Always follow naming rule carefully. Congratulations! Today we learned what is variable, why variables are important, variables name rule, integer data type, float data type, string data type, and boolean data type, type function, multiple assignments, practical programs. These concepts form the foundation of Python programming. Create your own examples. Practice all programs shown today and try creating your own examples. In a day 3, we will learn input and output functions where users can enter data from the keyboard and interact with the program. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.